What's up, North County? I'm your host, Randy Doty, and we are back in the crow's nest with Coach Crow. Welcome.
Thanks. I'm glad to be here.
So today you brought the prize.
Brought the plaque. Yep.
Right on. This is, and so Lori made this.
Yeah, my wife was, back when this was decided to be done and we won, we go, well, what are we going to do? So my wife goes, well, let's make a plaque. And then we talked to Vic Coonsey, who was alive then, and he helped. I got the helmets, but yeah, between those two, they put it. Vic put it together. My wife designed it and paid for the wood, and it's yearly pays for when we win, pays for the score. And so yeah, it's pretty cool. So it's a family thing. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's awesome. And so, and like we were talking about, this really represents a game, like a game that means something. Doesn't matter what the records are and where you guys are in league. I mean, this is a game.
Right, and it's it's a small school game, right? Because we're the two smallest public schools that play football over here, and we've been in the league together for a long time, and so it's kind of neat to have the two smallest schools have something to play for. And when John Andre was the coach, who was at Moro Bay, and I was the coach in 2006 when first time we played in the league. Yeah, he goes, hey, let's make a big deal out of it. We're the smaller schools, and other teams have this, and he goes, yeah, and it's just grown. I mean, if anybody was at the game last Friday, you knew it meant something to both teams.
Oh, it was jam-packed.
Oh yeah, the place was crowded and
all the way around on the fence and the stands.
Yeah, it was probably the biggest crowd they've seen out there in a long time.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so, with that being said, you have these, a lot of little, chit chat, amongst the kids and players. And then last week, after our video from, our weekly video, we talked about a little bit of Moro Bay. Well, Moro Bay shared that video and said, hey, look at guys, Templeton thinks they're coming to town to do something.
Right. Well, it got pretty crazy. So they put the last week's, recording on their athletics Facebook page.
Right.
And then their boosters put a thing out about small town Templeton Eagles. And kind of just was going back and forth. And our leadership and cheerleaders made a sign that said sink the ship. And then they put out first. They put out pluck the Eagles, defend the plaque. And then we put out one, sink their ship, made a poster. And then they put out drowned the Eagles, wings down. And they put that right outside our locker room. They hung this big giant sign right outside our locker room.
Oh, wow.
And so, yeah, the kids, both sides were ready to go. And it was a lot of fun. I mean, the game on the field was pretty intense. It was great.
And that's the way it should be. I mean, that's fun competition.
Right. And their head coach, it's his first year, and he goes, well, what do we do with the plaque after the game? I said, well,
I'm taking it.
Well, you bring it to the middle field. This was before the game. Just bring it. If you guys win, just keep it on your sidelines. If you win, you bring it out to the middle field and give it to our team, and that's how it goes. And it was very exciting for the kids.
Oh yeah, and they played really, really good from the start to the finish.
Yeah, we played really well defensively, and offensively we got up. We got 2 touchdowns early, and we returned that punt for a touchdown, and then fourth quarter sealed it. And the kids played really well. It was very exciting.
Awesome. So, do we have any cool stats from Friday night?
Just that was the most time their quarterback had been sacked in a game this year.
Because they've been doing pretty well.
Yeah, they throw the ball really well, and we held them to less than 3 yards per carry rushing average, which is really good. And we got some pressure on the quarterback, which really helped us. And we did something kind of new. We rotated whole defensive lines like a hockey line change.
Oh, really?
We had our starters play a couple series, and we put a whole new group in for like a few plays to rest them.
Oh,
because
smart.
we knew we were going to have to chase that kid around. Nicky runs around a lot. Nicky Johnson got really good feet. And at the fourth quarter, it really helped us in the second half. Our kids were a lot fresher having run around and chase him.
Which is probably what reflects the scoreboard.
Right, yeah, and we felt like that really helped us. And, then Dylan Kryling had an interception and a punt return for a touchdown, and Pashang had 3 sacks. But we got some, we had a really big play in the game, important part. They were moving the ball, and it was in the third quarter, and they just converted a fourth down about our 20, and they ran the ball, and Dylan Helmley came up and made a great tackle, hit the ball shot out, and Aiden Wall catches it out of the air, turns and starts running the other way.
Right, every lineman's dream.
Yeah, so it worked out. I mean, those are the kind of plays we really made plays, and and that was important. We won the turnover battle, which we had the interception and the fumble, so that was a big part of the game.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, every week, it's anybody's game.
Right. Yeah.
So
we'll be there, and we playing slow this week. Yeah, we're going to have to play really well again because they're really good.
So what's our projection for that?
Okay, so if you go by the computer rating, SLO's still the highest rated on the computer in our league. Even though they lost to Tascadero by 4. But they've had some injuries. But they had a bye last week, so they might get some guys back. So we don't know. They've been down, and once they got into the league, they've had some kids get injured and miss games. They're starting running back. Well, they split time at running back between 2 kids, 22 and 5, and 22 got hurt. He's out for the year for sure, broke a hip. But number 5 is really good. And then one of their linebackers has gotten hurt. One of their D linemen's gotten hurt. But we don't know if those kids are back, because if they're back at full strength, they're a handful. They're very good. And and then early in the season, they were predicted to win our league.
Right, and they're supposed to. But they beat Moro Bay.
Yes, in double overtime.
That's right.
They beat Moro Bay in double overtime. They beat. They lost to Tascadero by 4 right at the end of the game. But yeah, so it's going to be it's going to
be another battle.
Another battle, just typical Ocean League battle game.
So and that's what's been so exciting on Friday nights is that it hasn't been one-sided. It's literally come down to
the end of the game.
I mean, the game has been insane.
Yeah. And that's good. I think that's great, and that's good for our league. And I was talking to the one of the coaches from Tascadero, and he said our league is so even though they're gonna win the league because they beat the team they play this week because already has 2 losses or 3. So even if they lose, they're still going to be the league champs because they beat the team they would tie with. So he goes, but we won 2 games by 4 and beat you guys in overtime. So. It's that close. The top 4 teams are that close. We've had a couple overtime games, a couple 1-score games. It's a very close battle.
So what's our key matchup for this coming Friday?
We have to play. They run the ball, and they've got a really good running back and a really good quarterback who can run. He was their starter last year as a freshman. So Jace Gomes, number 3, is a quarterback, and then their running back's number 5, and those kids are good runners. And they do kind of the opposite of Moro Bay. Moro Bay spreads out to throw it. They want to spread out and run it. And they run all kinds of different options where they pitch the ball, keep the ball to the quarterback. And they do a really good job with it. Coach Johnson does a really good job, and they'll be a handful for us.
So our defense has to be on our toes.
And it's going to be a little different, though. It's a different style than we played last week. And it's a different style than we see most of the year because most teams don't run what we call speed and lead option, and they do.
Yeah.
So we have to play really sound assignment football defensively. If you've got quarterback, you got to take the quarterback. You have a pitch, you got to take the pitch.
So I'm hoping we get a lot of fans coming down to this game.
Yeah, it's a big game. I mean, for us, it's the 4th year we've had to play them on the road, just to quirk in the leagues because they keep changing the leagues. And it's the 3rd year in a row we played them on their senior night, and it's their last home game. So And so I was kidding with their head coach. I go, "Do you mind if we wear our green jerseys because we haven't worn them against you guys since I've been back as head coach?" And at first he goes, "Yeah, that's fine." Then he goes, "Wait a second, it's our senior night." No, we're going to wear our black.
Yeah.
And I was kidding with him because I've known Pat Johnson, their head coach, for years since he was an assistant at Cal Poly. And so I've probably known him 12 years. Good guy, really good coach, has a good staff. And really good staff. Their defensive coordinator, Jack Greer, is an ex-Templeton, played at Templeton. His parents still live in town. And so it's a meaningful game for everybody.
Awesome. So the one thing I really want to point out is the stadium that we're going to be going down and playing is like college level.
Well, it's not huge, but it's brand new. It's
all
brand new.
With that Jumbotron.
They've got a video board. They've got, they put it all where the track in, but they're still on grass. They put grass, but it's new grass.
Right.
They put it in this year, and they've remodeled the whole place and spent a lot of money on it. It's very nice.
It's going to be a nice field to go down there.
It's a very nice place. Yeah.
Even the visitor stands are nice.
Yeah. It's very nice, and I think they take pride in it, and they haven't lost at home yet, and so we'll see how that goes.
It's going to be a battle.
Yes.
All right.
So we're expecting them to have a big practice their senior night, and we hope the Templeton people made the journey down the hill. They made it to the coast. Make it down the hill. Come watch us play.
So 4 o'clock JV.
Yes.
7 o'clock varsity.
Yep.
Awesome.
Ready to go, and then we'll see where we're at in the playoffs.
All right, Coach. Thank you again for coming on. Congratulations on the win. I mean, that goes to you and all the boys and the coaches.
The boys. It ain't me. It's those boys. Those kids are my coaching staff and those boys. They had it dialed in for the game.
Awesome. Well, can't wait for Friday night.
Thank you.
There you have it, guys. Make sure you guys come on down to San Luis on Friday night. Templeton will take on the San Luis Obispo Tigers, 7 o'clock. We'll see you there.